I love these moments we have, you know. I really love these moments we have. You take me away, honey. We need each other more than we ever needed each other. I'm so glad I can depend on you. I'm so glad you're here. You take me away.
Thank you for joining me on my radio podcast. This is your girl, Deborah Delk, all the way from Atlanta, GA. So yes, we are getting ready to get into some adult entertainment tonight. Grown folks, yes we are. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Remember, this is an entertainment channel, 18 and above. So don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, as I said before. And welcome to my new international audience. So let's just go ahead and talk about this issue. Now, lately I have been on the bandwagon about the alphabet community. And one of the reasons that I have been pointing these particular things out is because of the expeditiously way in which the alphabet community is beginning to actually take control of a lot of things here in America. And while most people are working and going about their business every day, they're really not paying a whole lot of attention to this particular movement. But as we speak right now, the alphabet community, or the LGBT community, now is more powerful than the African American community here in America. Let me repeat that. The LGBT community, aka alphabet community, is now more influential in America than the African American community. And the reason that I say that is because they have infiltrated themselves in every aspect of everything, politics, etc., that we know of, and they are beginning to take control. Earlier today, I did talk about the LGBT gay mayor of Chicago who fired the police chief, the black police chief, and she's also a part of the gay community. And I had talked about how he stood up against Jussie Smollett, and by being in Chicago and that connection that's up there, that the mayor, of course, was not pleased with this particular action. And of course, they were not able to make him stand down from the Jussie Smollett case. He stood strong. But then again, if you want to continue to hear about that particular audio, you can click back on and listen to the video before this one. But I just want to come on to tell you and to show you as a messenger of how this LGBT community has infiltrated the African American community and have basically almost literally destroyed it. So I talked about the movie Queen and Slim. And first time that I saw the particular movie, it was a love story. I tried to describe it as that, with a lot of comedic entailed into the movie. But what happens with me when I first look at a movie, I sit back and look at it as not trying to judge it or not trying to pick it apart the first time. I usually will watch it and just enjoy the movie for what it actually is. And then secondly, I will then go back in my mind and go over the movie again and begin to dissect the movie. Now, usually when I do this is when I find a hell of a lot of stuff wrong with what I've seen in any film, and able to point out any racist information that's in there or agendas. Now, in this particular movie, the gay agenda, I didn't talk about that, but I want to talk about that now because it has such a huge influence, but they try to put it in there very subtle. So there is a actor by the name of Bookem Woodbine, who has won some Emmy Awards. He's been in Spider-Man and a number of other films that are major, but he's been in a lot of small movies and films as well. And as an African American, we know him very well. He's very familiar to us on the screen. Now, one of the things about this gentleman is 46 years old. He's from New York. He's been in the acting industry for quite some time now. He's worked his way up, etc. He is married, and he's all 6'3". I think he's worth $3 million. And so he's always had some really pretty good roles in a lot of different films. He's always played the manly part in some of the films, some gangster parts, etc. Now, in this particular film of Queen and Slim, he played a pimp. He played a pimp. And one of the things about him playing a pimp is that, of course, a pimp has what? Has prostitutes, or AKA hoes. So in this particular movie, there were 3 women that were in the house that were with him that was his whores or prostitutes. Now, how about that one of the persons that was in the house was actually the one who was really coming on to him, who was there for him and was always touching and on his lap and hugging him and kissing him and, just all over him, okay? But the reason that happened, and I had to go back and look at it and do research, was because that particular actor was actually a transgender. So this transgender by the name of India Moore is an actor, 24-year-old actor, was in this particular movie as a prostitute, but actually in real life this person is a transgender. So now they have him playing this part with this transgender on his lap, hugging and smooching and all this kind of stuff. But see, this is what happens, and this is what they do to African American actors. This is what they do to African American actors. They make them, demonetize. They make them demasculate themselves by playing these particular parts with these type of scenes. Never ever before had he played a scene where he was all hooked up with a transgender. Now, you guys remember Malik, who also came out not too long ago and said that he was in support of transgenders. Well, this is happening more and more in the African American community, and this is something that is not going to stop for 2 reasons. One of the reasons is that transgender women are beginning to look so much like a real woman, and because real women are beginning to look more like transgenders. In other words, real women, and the power of being a woman is being natural, so that that natural woman could flow through. But when you begin to put all the false eyelashes on, false makeup on, all the extra that you wear, now the transgender man matches that because it's something that's not real, it is made up. So now he can't tell in some instances if you are real with all this makeup, eyelashes, weave, etc., or is that transgender a woman or man, because you guys look alike. And there's more and more and more black men that are carrying themselves as transgenders. So come to find out that this person, this actor, is by the name of India Moore. And believe it or not, Time magazine has named this actor, this transgender, one of the 100th most influential people in the world. Okay? So this is what I'm telling you about how they push this agenda. And they do it in a way that's subtle, so subtle in a sense that people really don't pay a whole lot of attention to. Now, actuality, when I saw the movie, I really did not pay a whole lot of attention to the fact that she was a transgender in the movie. She just looked like a regular, ugly looking whore, but I mean prostitute. I knew that she was just a little kind of like odd looking, but there are odd looking women as well. But I didn't pick it up exactly at that time that she was a transgender until I went back to look at some of the trailers and started looking at some of the other stuff that I saw in the movie. Because the actuality is when transgenders get involved with men, they go over extra. They do the extra mile. They do the extra thing that most average women may or may not do. And so now black men are beginning to be accustomed to seeing transgenders, and it is being infiltrated in our neighborhood and in our lifestyle. And as I said before, this is something that is not going to go away. This is something that's going to be stronger and stronger. And I will continue to say thank you, Obama. Because with the gay marriage and his acceptance of the gay marriage and pushing that agenda has opened this up wide open. But remember, Obama was on an assignment just like Trump is on an assignment. And Obama's assignment was to try to pass this law to see if Christians and the children of the Most High would stand up against it. And they didn't. For fear of seeing or being seen as a hateful person, because this is the ideology in which the liberal ideology has soaked to make people think that if they oppose this perverted lifestyle, that of course you are a hater and you have no love in you. Which is definitely not true, because when you look at God and his policies and his laws that he made, if he was not such a hater, okay, evidently God must have been a hater, because he went back and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of the pervertedness and the evilness that was going on. So is God a hater? He destroyed teenagers, he destroyed adults, and he destroyed babies. So is God a hater? But guaranteed sooner or later, and more sooner, is that the LGBT community is going to get a hold of the Bible, and they're going to change the Bible so that there will be an acceptance in that Bible saying that not just a man and woman constitutes marriage, but a man and man, or a woman and woman, or any other in between. And that is where they're headed. But as I said before, I will continue to, give you guys a little update here and there on how they push this agenda. And I'm getting ready to get out of here, but I did get a message from a lady who had asked me a question. And so what I've started to do on my podcast is that you can send me a question or concern, and I will answer it to the best of my ability. So she sent me a letter, and in the letter it says that she was a white Caucasian mother, and she has a son who is involved now. He's 17 years old, and he sees and likes this other young woman who is the same age as he is, and they're in the orchestra together, in the Philadelphia Orchestra. And so her parents, the girl's parents, are Catholic Jewish, and the father is a dentist, and the mother has her own business. And she said that the young girl seems to be adorable, because her son, she's concerned about her son. How mothers love their sons. But she's just a little bit concerned because, he met her in the orchestra. He plays the bassoon. He plays the bassoon, and she plays the bass fiddle. But she had one question, and she was concerned that what would she do if she found out that the parents supported Donald J. Trump. Okay. So let me repeat that. So her son is involved with somebody who he likes. They say she's adorable, and the parents seem like they are all working and influential in the right religion, Jewish or Catholic. Okay, but evidently, I don't think that the person that sent me this information is Jewish and or Catholic. She's a very liberal person, because she would have never said anything about Donald J. Trump. So her son plays the bassoon. So what I told her was this. I said, your son plays the bassoon and you're playing the buffoon. Let me repeat that. Your son plays the bassoon and you're playing a buffoon. And this is what I say about liberals, of how they are so wired and so afraid that Donald Trump in office is going to conserve some of this stuff. See, as Republicans are conservative, liberals are very liberal. Now, in certain instances, it's good to be liberal in certain instances. Okay. And what I mean by that is, when you are liberal, that means that you're okay with diversification. But that is the only liberal ideology that I will agree with in the liberal agenda, is being liberal when it comes to diversification and treating everyone with respect and not being racist. But when it comes to other things like Planned Parenthood and killing children and those type things, and not having any weapons to protect yourself, the gun laws, not having free speech, no. We need to keep that Constitution going. We need to keep the Republican. This is a Republican. This is not a democracy. This is a Republican, a Republica. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. And I know that wasn't funny, but I just wanted to say, when you have people that ask these stupid questions, you can't help but just like, really? You're not going to allow your daughter to live her life the way she sees fit. But like most parents, you try to direct your children in the way that they should go. And she was smart, okay, because she got him. Okay, so, allow them to live their life and be productive people. And hopefully, at the end of the day, that with your ideology, I hope you don't mistreat this young woman because of what you feel or what you think. But I can tell you right now that if that's how she feels, that this relationship, okay, is never going to work. He's 17, she's 17. They got a long way to go. They're just getting to know each other. This is the time where relationships start to form during this time. So, congratulate to both of them that they, are finding friendship and taking their time and getting to know each other and continuing on with their craft. That's what they should be really thinking about anyway at this point. But anyway, hey, we'll wish the best. And we hope the mother calms down and get a grip, because Donald J. Trump will be the president in 2020 for the next another 4 years. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when they come for you? What, you going to pull your hair out? Get a grip. Thank you guys for joining me again on my radio podcast. One love.
I love these moments we have, I really love these moments we have. You take me away, honey.